Now, hey, mate, this is the best day of your life. There is a lot of cricket chat on this podcast, and joining us now is one of the all-time Australian cricketing greats, and he's got the greatest podcast going on at the moment. I don't know if you've heard. Joining us now, it's Adam Gilchrist. Gilly, are you there?
Yeah, I'm loud and clear. I heard that loud and clear. Let's hope others did. Let's hope others did. How are you guys?
Very good. Very good, Gilly.
Yeah. Did you know that I was actually on that podcast before you, Gilly, and I got the sack? Are you aware of that, SOK here?
Look, all I know is that you are a man that has fully embraced the fellowship of a Prairie Fire. I've seen it firsthand. I've witnessed it. I've been a part of it with you. And you are more than welcome to come back whenever you like.
Very good. So it is called Club Prairie Fire.
Yep.
It is it's a killer podcast, and we're going throughout the World Cup and into the summer. And Stephen O'Keefe will now appear on one
Instead of Adam Gilchrist, he's gone.
Yeah, well, sorry, no, you go.
Sorry, Gilly.
I'll wait.
Sorry, mate. Hey, did you watch the race? Did you put some money on without a fight?
We did. We've, like a lot of people, been at a little event where it was all going down. I think my wife, I invested for my wife, and she had the winning ticket, so she's claiming it. But all good. I'm actually been hammering Mark Waugh all afternoon for tips for all the other races, and he's actually come up pretty well, Junior. He's done a very nice job. But good day, festive spirit around. So how'd you guys go?
Hopeless. I bet on three things that weren't even in the top six. Did you get anything, SOK, in the end?
No good here. You should have been hammering Kim Waugh because she's the trainer. That's where you should have been going,
Yeah.
Gilly.
Yeah, that's right. For a bloke that's allergic to horsehair, he goes out and marries a horse trainer. But well done, June. But that is a more reliable source of the Waugh clan, no doubt about that, Kim.
Now, very good tips there. From who did we get them from? We got them from Dean Watling.
Yeah,
I think he picked the last couple of winners. I'm sure you were listening to our show, Gilly. I'm sure you heard what those tips were. Hey, Cricket World Cup in full swing. Aussies take on Afghanistan tonight. Can you see Afghanistan? Are they any chance of beating our mighty Aussies?
Yeah, most definitely a chance. I still back our guys, but it's been a tournament like that, hasn't it, guys? Of a couple of little upsets here and there, and Afghanistan are in the hunt. They are genuinely in the hunt, so they could pose a threat. I think our guys will win, but it's hotted up. There's been a lot going on lately. It was a slow, slumbering type start to the tournament, wasn't it? I think everyone was getting their head around 50 over cricket, be it players and spectators and viewers, but it's started to get a little bit spicy now, and nonetheless last night, that was a bit going on there. What's your thoughts on that, gents?
Well, I mean, we called you, Gilly, so,
Yeah, I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming, so I thought I'd try to fire it around the other way.
That's the great interviewer doing the interviewing.
Have we spoken whether Davey deserves selection in the first test yet? Because I know that's probably next on the agenda, isn't it?
Well, we weren't going to go down there. We wanted to talk about the Adam Gilchrist, but let's go to Angelo Mathews. What are your thoughts? I mean, Gilly, the man who used to walk, the spirit of cricket. There's a picture of you in the law book, and the spirit of cricket. It's just a picture of Adam Gilchrist.
He is the spirit of
That's
cricket.
right, he is. So we're going to ask the spirit of cricket what you thought about that unspirited cricket of play last night.
I think at the end of the day, it leaves a pretty sour taste in everyone's mouth to a certain extent. And that's where a Prairie Fire comes in beautifully. It can clean everything up. It cleanses. It's got medicinal qualities. It probably doesn't for me stand the sniff test. I know there's the rules and regulations, but on that one in particular, in a day and age where we've had the Lord's situation, we've had the basically nowadays is very much acceptance of the man cat or the run out at the non-striker's end. That's just part of the course now. It doesn't seem to raise an eyebrow. So it's a new age about what we're trying to do to achieve a victory. But that one last night. Look, I'd have to be watching live the whole situation play out to get a better perspective on what I've seen and what I can see. It doesn't quite sit that easily with me, but who knows?
It's cricket, I
Between
guess.
these guys.
Yeah. So some of your old teammates. Let's say it was Ricky Ponting walking out and he got timed out. Would he have been cool, calm, and collected, getting told he had to walk back into the stands?
Well, probably unlikely, I would have thought. Angelo handled it very well. I mean,
Yeah.
he's unleashed sense, hasn't he, about his disappointment. Good on him. But, I don't get it on that one. I really don't. But I've seen commentary around the fact that he should have asked, or he should have been, should have faced his first ball with the strap of the helmet hanging down, and then done it after that, and all that. But it's splitting hairs if we've got to get down to that fine-tuned sort of level of ruling to work out what's right and wrong. That's the way I sort of see it on that one.
Would you have walked, Gilly?
Yeah, but before the appeal came, yeah. Oh, absolutely. In the smog of Delhi like that, I would have got out of there. I would have gone back to the rooms and just got out of the warm Delhi air. But there's a bit of history between those two teams, and can't wait for the next time they match up.
Yeah, agreed. Now let's look at the Australian lineup. We've got a couple of big ins tonight. I think it's the first time the Aussies will have a full 15-man squad that's fit. Mitch Marsh will be available and back. Glenn Maxwell, I'm hearing, will be available. Steve Smith might have had a bit of vertigo. Let's say that the whole squad's available. Gilly, how do you see the 11 landing?
Oh, what do you reckon?
Well, Mitch Marsh has to come in for someone, don't you think?
Look, I without doubt, I can say with certainty, Mitch Marsh and Glenn Maxwell will come in for someone.
Yeah, okay. So two players are going to have to miss out. That's what we're looking at. Who you're looking at there? Maybe Marnus.
I was hoping you'd pick up on the fact that I wasn't going to comment on who those were.
Okay.
What I've learnt in this day and age, and I've probably, I've exposed myself to the realms of social media already by commenting with any sort of opinion on the Angelo Mathews scenario. I ain't touching selection in the Australian team because I've been burnt far too easily about an off-the-cuff comment about selection, and it put me on the ban list from a certain player for, I reckon, about 9 months, and I'm not even sure I'm back. So not touching it. I reckon we're going to field a very good team. We have got a plethora of options, which is nice, because that's what India, in all seriousness, India have got most bases covered a number of times over, and they're playing like that. But our blokes are generating a really nice rhythm up. They've been a little bit one out to an extent, if you want to be critical, but I'm not critical of the fact that the top order get 300 and the rest of them get 90, because rarely does the entire batting lineup fire in a white ball game. Like, not everyone comes off every day together. So if David Warner and Mitch Marsh or Travis Head want to put on 300 or 120 or 90 or whatever, like, the rest of the order can rest easy that things are going all right.
Yep.
We don't need to get too greedy with it.
I'm going to say Cameron Green and Marcus Stoinis. All right?
Yeah, okay.
Let's see if anybody ever quotes me on anything. I really doubt it. That's never going to happen. Gilly, I asked SOK before. Now, there's a lot of expats that live here, lots of Englishmen that follow their national cricket team. Just if you can, I don't know, if you can just toss up an idea as to what is the difference been between the 2019 English team and this 2023 English team that we've seen?
About 8 wins, I reckon. But I reckon. Look, I don't think I'll ever say that it means it's a fait accompli that you're not going to do well, but it's an ageing group. They've been high level they've been at the top of the tree for 6 years or so, I reckon. And they sort of just fumbled a bit towards the end. I reckon there was a lot of uncertainty about whether they should or shouldn't take Jason Roy, by way of example, to that tournament. And in hindsight now, I reckon they would think that was part of that little sort of sprinkling of fairy dust that makes teams work. That Jason Roy was a wonderful partner for Johnny Bairstow. They had that synchronicity at the top. Jason Roy's been sort of on and off ever since that World Cup, but it probably was hanging on that maybe a possible selection might have got him through to that World Cup, but they left him out right at the last minute. And all of a sudden, a different opening partnership, and albeit David Milan's done well individually, but what all that means for the team cohesion and so on. It does seem like there's an ageing group, a few little changing, opinions, changing lives and landscapes around, where you are at in life. A lot goes into making it all perfect, and they were perfect for a number of years, nonetheless, up until 2019, and then with the 2020 tournament last year. So they've maintained a high level of success for a long time. So maybe it all just has started to just fracture at the sides and little bits have chipped away, and that can sort of come down in a landslide when it happens.
Absolutely. And we don't take any pleasure in it at all as Australian cricket fans.
No,
Gilly, we do not.
Talk about
it is. It's a terrible thing.
Seriously, they should have called him back, shouldn't they? They should have called him back, because that's rubbish.
Oh, it is ridiculous. Yeah. Hey, let's talk about the Perth test that's coming up. It's now called the West Test. Is that right?
Yes. It is indeed. It is in time, and don't be cynical about this when I tell you, in time it'll be on par with the Boxing Day Test and the Pink Test. It will be. I've got no doubt about that. Certainly, that's what the intention is. Cricket Australia and WA Cricket just trying to give a bit of identity to the Perth Test match, which I understand. And I can understand people going, it's a marketing gimmick or whatever, but you've got to start somewhere in giving it a crack. WA's been dealt a few dud hands in recent times around the test matches, and the COVID provided a pretty big hurdle, and then we had the West Indies last year who didn't really ever look like firing a shot, and so crowds were down. So they're trying to get identity. They're reinstated. Well, they're creating a hill in Perth Stadium. So 60,000 seat state-of-the-art stadium, and they're going to rip a few seats out and put a hill in there.
Did you tell them just to go back to the Wacker and maybe play there? They've already got a hill.
Yeah, there's a couple of nice hills there, but they can't fit. This is all building as a population grows at better capacity and so on and so forth. But the last time that they had something like the hill as a new inclusion at Perth Stadium, was they put a pool in, a pool deck, and it was really nice actually. It was a good spot, to the point where I was in commentary, I think with Vorney and might have been Mark Waugh, and the cameras went down there, and sitting on the deck, kicking back, loving the surrounds in his budgie smugglers, was my son Harry, just carving into a beer. He looked really content. Only issue was he was 17 years old. So I quickly said for the director to get off that shot. But anyway, we'll see what happens with the hill. Harry's about 23 now, and he can go and do whatever he wants.
He's fine on the hill now. Hey, Gilly, we will let you go. Thanks for joining us. Just a reminder, that awesome podcast you're doing, Club Prairie Fire. Make sure everybody gets on and has a listen. It is myself, it's Gilly, it's Vorney, Michael Vaughan.
And SOK.
And SOK now. Hey, thanks.
We'd love to have SOK anytime.
Absolutely. All right, hey, thanks, Gilly. We'll chat to you soon.
Cheers, boys. Have a good one.
There you go. I wonder which player he got burnt on when he.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard one when you have to make calling decisions, particularly when there's a couple of WA guys in the team. So you'd imagine it might be a WA player.
maybe.
But
Not
it's hard.
easy.
But you're working in that sort of space, aren't you? You've got to sort of make those
Not
calls,
easy.
don't you?
Not easy. Not very
Yeah,
easy.
fair enough.
But I tell you, a lot of fun working with him at the moment on this podcast. Have I plugged it
what's the
too
name of
much?
it?
Give
Club
us
Prairie Fire.
one more. Yep.
Make sure you get on and listen.
So what's it? Yeah, give us the premise
So,
of it.
well, the premise is during the Ashes, I thought there's lots of podcasts out there, lots of cricket podcasts. They're all boring and they stink, right?
Not the ones with me and
No,
Stu
yeah,
McGill
no,
and you. That was fantastic.
That was very good, but
Yeah.
we all know how that ended. So the one with Gilly and Vaughan, it works really well because you got that brilliant English v Australia banter, and these are two guys that are very funny. And that you don't often get to see their sense of humour on the broadcast because they're caught up in the stats or having to call the game. So it's literally just letting them off the leash to have a chat and have a laugh. And it's very, very good.
Okay.
I know I'm on it and I'm trying to sell it,
Sold it.
because I'm on it, but no, mate, it's brilliant.
Well,
Make
you've got a
sure
big summer coming up. You've got,
That's right. We're going to do it all summer.
Yeah.
We're going to go to all the test matches.
Ah.
Actually,
West Test.
Yeah, we're going to go to the West
On the
Test.
hill.
We're going to do them all. We're going to do them live. We're all going to be in a room. Actually, if you're from, say, a large company, let's say Pepsi or Coca-Cola or something like that, and you want to, say, throw $1 million our way, can I do this on the air or not? Brooksy's shaking his head. Anyway,
I'd write a letter maybe.
write a letter. So it's going to be going all summer, and we're going to be going throughout this World Cup, which, hey, SOK, will you sit down and watch Australia-Afghanistan tonight? You love your cricket.
Yeah, I will, absolutely. Yeah, I'll be watching that. I think it's going to be a closer contest. I said at the start that it was going to be one of the most even World Cups that we've had. We've seen some upsets. It's probably some unexpected results with England not firing. But I think Afghanistan, as we know at Wankhede Stadium, particularly if they have to bowl second and it's a spinning wicket or deteriorating wicket, they're a big show with this quality spinners that they've got.
So they've got Rashid Khan. And they've got
Nabi.
That's it.
Yep, and Mujib, who as a mystery off spinner.
Yeah, who they all come out and
Mujib
all three
al-Rahman.
play Big Bash, don't they?
Correct.
Throughout the summer. How is your lead up to the Big Bash going? Have you started training with the Sydney Sixers doing stuff yet?
No, I haven't.
Fantastic. When does that start?
December 8th.
Okay, and what's it? Is it
Bash.
Sandhills to begin with, or what is it?
Yeah,
1
it will
month?
be. Yeah, it's 1 month
Wow.
almost to the day. We kickstart our campaign against the Melbourne Renegades. Then we're off to Hobart. So I know the first two games. They've currently got the WBBL on at the moment. The Sixers just come off a nice win against the Melbourne Renegades themselves over in Perth.
Have you got a new ball, a new delivery we can look for this year?
The straighter one.
Because remember, was it Warney or was it Morley that in the lead up to a summer there was all this chat about he's got a new delivery?
Gaza had
Was
the,
it Gaza?
He had a called the Jeff.
That's
He
right.
called it the Jeffrey or something.
Can't you? Why don't
Why
you?
is it the Jeffrey?
I don't know. Because every name had been taken, so he decided to go with that.
Can you come up with one for us, Sok?
Sure. Yeah. I
Maybe
will.
you could call it the Run Home Ball with Joel and Fletch.
Yeah, sure. Or
Just to advertise the
or the Prairie. What's it called?
Club Prairie Fire. It's the
Prairie
podcast.
Fire.
Make
The
sure you
Prairie
get on.
Dog.
Prairie Dogging's a whole different thing. That is a.
Oh,
That's
Sok's
a
got the
whole-
Prairie Dog going.
Oh God.
I hope not in those bloody pink pants. Never see the end of it.
Or you might.
Yes.
Mate, what has this show become? This is absolutely terrible. Hey, we're on for another half hour. In this last half hour, Brooksy, who have we got coming on?
It's a free for all, boys.
No,
Some
where's Shawnee
listeners-
Omeron?
It's you. No, Shawnee's out.
Mate,
Late withdrawal.
yeah, of course, because we know where he is.
Where is he?
He's at the track, mate.
Oh.
Yeah, mate.
Unbelievable. Mate, every time I come in, Shawnee Omeron's got something else. I'm going to ring him. I'm filthy.
Do you want to call him?
Yeah, let's ring him. We're going to ring him anyway and see if we can get him on the line. I mean, have you ever met a bloke that takes more days off than Shawnee Omeron?
Joel Kane.
Brian Fletcher.